Welcome back, students. Today we are going to revise punctuation and capital letters, noun number, agreement of verb with subject. Let's get started. Punctuation and capital letters. So let's start the topic. Before I give you the detail, I would like to introduce you the punctuation. Punctuation is the name for marks used in writing. It means punctuation is a system of signs or symbols given to a reader to show how a sentence is constructed and how it should be read. It makes the meaning clear. Without punctuation marks, it is difficult to understand the exact meaning of the sentences, so it helps to understand the exact meaning. There are many punctuation marks in English. The main marks of punctuation are full stop, comma, capital letters, question mark, exclamation mark, apostrophe, colon, semicolon, and quotation mark. First punctuation mark is the full stop. The full stop represents the longest pause. The full stop is used at the end of the assertive and imperative sentences. Now there is a question, what is assertive and imperative sentences? I hope you all know about that, but let me remind you. Assertive sentences states something and imperative sentences expresses a command, a request or an advice. Examples: it was raining. It is an assertive sentence. Go away. It is an imperative sentence, and we have to use full stop at the end of these sentences. Next use of full stop is after abbreviations. Examples: PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, MP, Member of Parliament. Here we have to use full stop after PH and after D, and then after M and after P, Member of Parliament. Students, it is important to remember that full stops are not normally used after abbreviations in modern English, modern British English. Okay? Next punctuation mark is the comma. The comma is used to indicate the shortest pause in the sentence. It is used as a separator, but always within the sentence, never at its end. It means comma is the shortest pause, and we never use it at the end of the sentence. We always use it within the sentence. Okay? The comma is used to separate three or more words of the same parts of speech. Means it is used to separate a series of words of the same part of speech. Examples: I need to pick up some potatoes, peas, carrots, and tomatoes. Here potatoes, peas, carrots, and tomatoes all are the names of the vegetables. So all are nouns. So we have to use commas between these words. Next example: Deepa is efficient, hardworking, and honest. This sentence shows the adjectives, so we have to use comma between efficient and hardworking. Next use of comma is to set off a noun of address. Example: Rima, please wipe the plates. Here we address to Rima, so we have to mention comma after Rima. Next, Vinay, come here. After Vinay, we have to put comma. Next, to separate a reporting speech from the rest of the sentence. Students, when we have reporting speech, we have to use comma to separate the reporting speech from the rest of the sentence. Examples: I am exhausted, she muttered. I am exhausted is a quotation, and we have to put comma after this quotation, and then we have to write the rest of the sentence. Next, Renuka said, I want to learn scuba diving. Next, use of comma before please and thank you when they are placed at the end of the sentence. Students, when we have please and thank you at the end of the sentence, then we have to use comma before please and thank you. Examples: could you pass me the paper, comma, please, question mark. Will you have another slice of pineapple cake, question mark. No, comma, thank you. Here we put comma before please and thank you. Next, to separate expressions like yes, no, oh and well from the rest of the sentence. Means when we have sentence that starts with yes, no, oh or well, then we have to use comma to separate these expressions from the rest of the sentence. Examples: yes, comma, she will arrive next week. Next, no, comma, he is not in the conference room. Next, oh, comma, I don't know. Next, well, comma, it can't be helped. Next use of comma is to separate a statement from a question tag. Sometimes we have statement with question, so we have to use comma to separate them. Examples: you didn't buy the butter, comma, did you? Here we have statement and question, so we have to use comma to separate them. Next, we haven't met, comma, have we? Here we also have statement and question, so we have to use comma to separate them. Next, use to separate words, phrases, clauses and pairs of words in a sentence. Example: the rose and the lily, the pansy and the poppy, I love them all. Here we use comma after the rose and the lily, the pansy and the poppy. Then we also have to use comma again, I love them all. Next, the plates and the glasses, comma, the knives and the forks, comma, the napkins and the dishes, comma, were neatly laid on the table. Next use of comma is to separate expressions like of course, however, in fact, after all. Examples: of course, comma, you may take the dog for a walk. Next, we thought we would be able to complete it by Monday. However, comma, we would need 2 more days. Next, to separate expressions that are in apposition. Examples: Mrs. Nagy, comma, my new neighbor, comma, is a very kind lady. Next, Upasana, comma, my friend and benefactor, comma, is very talented. Students, what is apposition? When two words or phrases refer to the same person or thing and are placed together in a sentence without any connecting words, they are said to be in apposition. In the first sentence, Mrs. Nagy and my neighbor refer to the same person, so they are in apposition. Similarly, in the second sentence, Upasana and my friend and benefactor refer to the same person, so they are in apposition. Okay? Next punctuation mark is the mark of interrogation. The mark of interrogation, also known as the question mark, The mark of interrogation is placed at the end of an interrogative sentence. Okay, we use it at the end of interrogative sentence. Examples: do you like bird watching? Question mark. Can you see a rainbow in the sky? Question mark. Next punctuation mark is the mark of exclamation. The mark of exclamation is used after exclamatory sentences showing sudden and strong feeling of joy, grief, fear, surprise, admiration, and wonder. Okay? Examples: what a lovely day it is! Exclamation mark. How intelligent you are! Exclamation mark. Oh, I'm depressed! Exclamation mark. Next punctuation mark is quotation mark. It is also known as inverted commas. It is used to quote exact words. Means the quotation marks are used to set off the actual words used by the speaker. Example: she said, comma, inverted commas start, I am hungry, inverted commas close. Next, use to enclose title of short stories or poems. Example: my favorite book is, inverted commas start, Harry Potter, inverted commas close. Next punctuation mark is apostrophe. It is used to show possession. Example: the boy's car. Here we have singular noun, so we have to use apostrophe and s. And when we have plural noun that ends with s, then we have to use only apostrophe. For example, the boy's car. Here we use only apostrophe after boys. Next, use in constructions. Example: did not, didn't, it is, is. We use apostrophe when we have to write the short forms of any words, like did not, didn't, it is, its. Next punctuation mark is the colon. The colon is used to introduce a list. Example: I know 4 languages, colon, English, Hindi, Gujarati, and Arabic. Next punctuation mark is the semicolon. The semicolon marks a greater pause than a comma. It is used instead of a full stop when two parts of a sentence are closely related. Here we have two parts of a sentence. We have one sentence but have two parts, and each part of the sentence is closely related. Example: I don't know who my grandfather was, semicolon. I am more concerned to know who his grandson will be. Here we use semicolon because a sentence has two parts that are closely related. Next, capital letters. Rule 1. Beginning of a sentence always capital letter. Means a capital letter is used to begin the sentence. Every new sentence starts with capital letter. Number 2. Pronoun I is always capital letter. We write I always in capital letter. When we use pronoun I, we use capital letter. Rule number 3. Names of particular persons, places, countries, streets, and buildings, we use capital letter. Rule 4. Titles, names of books, newspapers, trains, ships, we use capital letters. Next, days of week and months of year, we use capital letters. Names of school, colleges, companies, political parties, we use capital letters. Names of religion, trains, ships, brand names, special days, special events, we use capital letters. We start every new line of a poem with capital letter. The first word of the direct quotation is also start with capital letter. Okay. Here we have some examples of the use of capital letter. First, my birthday is tomorrow. First letter of the sentence, M, write in capital. Next, Dev and I went to buy books. Starting letter of the sentence, D, and pronoun I, write in capital. Next, Taj Mahal in Agra is a tourist attraction. The monument name, Taj Mahal. It's a proper name, so we have to write T and M capital. Agra is a name of a place, so we have to write A capital. Next, Gita is a holy book of Hindus. Gita starting letter and the name of a holy book, so we have to start with capital letter, and the Hindus a religion name, start with capital letter. My father reads the Times of India daily. First letter of the sentence, M, and the newspaper name, Times of India, start with capital letter. T of Times, of O, India I. Next, Rajdhani Express is the fastest train. The name of the train is Rajdhani Express. So we have to write R of Rajdhani and E of Express in capital. Next, every Monday and Tuesday I go for swimming. Monday and Tuesday are the names of the days, so we start with capital letters, and I pronoun write in capital letter. May is the hottest month of the year. May is the name of the month, so start with capital letter. I studied in Delhi College, Mumbai. Name of the institution, Delhi College, start with capital letter. Mumbai is the name of the place, so start with capital letter. Honda is the brand of cars and bikes. It's a name of brand, so start with capital letter, Honda, H. Today is Gandhi Jayanti. T of today, the starting letter of this sentence, Gandhi Jayanti, G and J. Start with capital letter because it's a name of event. Mr. Sam is our family doctor. M of Mr. Starting letter of the sentence, Sam, S of Sam, name of a person. Bible is the holy book of Christians. Christians and Bible starts with capital letter. My sister and I went to park. Starting letter of this sentence, M, and pronoun I, write in capital letter. Nouns number. And here we also learn how to change singular nouns to plural nouns. Okay, students? Let's start the topic. First of all, I would like to tell you that there are two types of nouns in numbers, singular and plural. Students, countable nouns can be both singular and plural. They can be shown with a number. It means there are two types of countable nouns, singular and plural. And you can show them in numbers also, like 1 bird, 6 birds, 8 birds. It means you can write numbers before countable nouns. Right? A singular noun names one person, one thing, one place, or one idea. Now I am showing you some pictures here. Here we have a picture of boy, bag, school, and patriotism. Here boy shows a singular person, bag shows a singular thing, school shows a singular place, and patriotism shows a singular idea. Right? Students, a plural noun names more than one person, more than one thing, more than one place, or more than one idea. Here we have some pictures like boys, bags, schools, religions. All these pictures shows plural nouns. Students, now let me tell you how to convert singular nouns into plural nouns. Here we have to show you some rules. Rule number 1. To form plural of most nouns, we add s to the singular nouns. It means mostly we add s with singular nouns to form their plural. Here we have some examples like arrow. To form plural of arrow, we add s with arrow. So the plural of arrow is arrows. Cake, we add s with cake to form plural, cakes. Line, lines. Kite, kites. In all these singular nouns, we add s to form plural. Now rule number 2. Noun which ends with s, double s, sh, ch, x, z or es. To form their plural, we add es with these singular nouns. Examples: bus. Word bus ends with s, so we have to add es here. Buses. Next, bunch ends with ch, so we add es here. Bunches. Dish. Plural of dish is dishes. Here word dish ends with sh, so we have to add here es. Next, class ends with double s, so we add es to form its plural, classes. Fox ends with x, so we add es, foxes. Blitz ends with z, so we add es, blitzes. Now let me tell you rule number 3. Most of the nouns that end in consonant plus o needs es to form plurals. It means when we have a noun that ends with o and have consonant before o, then we have to add es to form its plural. Okay, here we have word hero. It ends with o and have consonant before o, so we have to write heroes. We have to add here es. Next word is buffalo. Here we also have a word that ends with o and have consonant before o, so we add es here, buffaloes. Next, mango ends with o and have consonant before o, so we have to add here es, mangoes. Let's go to the next rule, rule number 4. In nouns that end in f or fe, we replace f or fe and use ves to form plurals. It means if we have noun that ends with f or fe, we remove f or fe and add ves in place of f or fe. Examples: calf. Here we have noun that ends with f, so here we have to remove f and add ves in place of f. So the answer is calves. calves, calves. Next word is life. It ends with fe and here we have to remove fe and add ves. So the answer of life is lives. Next word is thief. It ends with f, so we have to remove f and add ves. So the answer of thief is thieves. Next word is leaf. Ends with F. So we have to remove F and add VES in place of F. So the answer is leaves. The plural of leaf is leaves. Next rule, rule number 4, is exceptions. There are some exceptions to rule number 4. According to rule number 4, we have to remove F or FE and mention VES in place of F or FE. But there are some exceptions. Let's see the exceptional nouns. First word is chief. Chief ends with F, but if we remove F and add VES, it's wrong. So we have to add only S here. Next word is proof, and the plural of proof is proofs. Roof, roofs. Next word is scarf. In word scarf, you can use scarves or scarves. Both are correct. Hoof, hoofs, and hooves. Same like that. Dwarf, dwarfs, dwarves. Both are correct. If we use S with all these words, then it's correct. And if we remove F and add VES, then it's also correct. So you can use both rules of number 4 with scarf, hoof, and dwarf. Next rule, rule number 5. In nouns that end with the consonant plus Y, we replace Y with IES. It means if we have a noun that ends with Y and have consonant before I, in that situation we have to remove Y and add IES in place of Y. Here we have a word city. It ends with Y and have consonant before Y. So we have to remove Y and add IES. So the answer is cities. Next word, lady. Here also we have a word that ends with Y and have consonant before Y. That's D. So we have to remove Y here and add IES in place of Y. So the answer or plural of lady is ladies. LADIES. Next word, diary. Dairy ends with Y and have consonant before Y. So we have to remove Y here and add IES in place of Y. Next word, story. Here we also have Y, word that ends with Y and have consonant before Y. So we have to remove Y and add IES in place of Y. So the plural of story is stories. Next, rule number 6. In nouns that end with the vowel plus Y, we just add S. It means if we have a noun that ends with Y and have vowel before Y, no need to remove Y. And no need to remove Y and add IES in place of Y. Just add S with the noun. Here we have some examples. Ray ends with Y and have vowel before Y. So we have to add S here. Ray, and plural of ray is rays. Boy, boys. Story, stories. Monkey, monkeys. In all these sentences, we have vowel before Y, so we add only S here. Next rule, rule number 7. In nouns that end in ON, we replace ON and use A. Here we have some examples like phenomenon, phenomena, criterion, criteria. Here we remove on and add a in place of on. Next, rule number 8. Some words don't follow such rules. Let us learn them. These words are known as exceptions. Here we have some examples like man, men, woman, women, child, children, ox, oxen, foot, feet, louse, lice, mouse, mice, tooth, teeth. So students, these are some words that are exceptions and they don't follow rules. So you have to learn these words. Next, rule number 9. Some nouns have singular and plural form alike. They remain the same. Means there is no change in singular and plural forms of some words like sheep, sheep. Singular form of sheep is sheep and plural form of sheep is also sheep. Series, series. Species, species. Deer, deer. Hare, hare. Fish, fish. All these nouns are same in singular and plural forms. We write the same in singular and plural both forms. But if we want to talk about different varieties of fish, their plural can be fishes. Example, fish are swimming in the river. Here look at the picture. Here we are talking about the same types of fish. So we use here fish. Plural of fish, fish. But in next picture, we have varieties of fishes. Here we have various type of fishes in the river. So we use here fishes, not fish. Plural of various types of fish, we use fishes. And if we are talking about same type of plural form of fish, then we use fish. And if we are talking about different types of fishes, then we use fishes. Students, here I want to tell you one more thing. When we are talking about collective nouns, we say a pack of wolves or a flock of birds. They generally take singular verb. Like a pack of wolves, here we use singular verb was. So a pack of wolves was killed the deer, and next a flock of birds is flying in the sky. We use here singular verb is because we are talking about collective nouns. So we use here singular verb. Agreement of verb with subject. What is the subject verb agreement? For making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with its subject in number and person. A singular subject takes a singular verb and a plural subject takes a plural verb only when subject is in third person. Okay? When subject is in third person, singular subject must have a singular verb and plural subject must have plural verb. Let's see some examples. The dog barks. In this sentence, we have a singular subject dog. So we have to write here singular verb barks. In another sentence, the dogs bark. Here we have plural subject dogs. So we have to write here plural verb bark. It shows a singular subject takes a singular verb and plural subject takes a plural verb. Let me show you a chart to clear the concept. Look at the chart. Here we have a singular subject of third person he, she, it. With third person singular subject, we use singular verb speaks, is, was, has. In next column, we have a plural subject of third person they. With they, we have to use plural verb speak, are, were, and have. Is it clear to all? The verb am is only used with the pronoun I. The verb and its subject in a sentence must agree in person. How? Let's see the chart. With first and second person, we use plural verb, and in third person, with she, he, and it, we use singular verb, and with they, we use plural verb. As the chart shows, I read, we read, you all read, he, she reads, they read. Here, I and you are considered as a plural subject. According to the next rule, the verb is plural if two or more singular subjects are joined by and. It means when we have two or more singular subjects that are joined by and, the verb must be plural. Look at the examples. Rahul and Sachin are playing cricket. Here we have two singular subjects, Rahul and Sachin, and both are joined with and, so we have to use here plural verb, that is are. So the answer is Rahul and Sachin are playing cricket. Next examples, cotton and jute grow in India. Here we have two singular subjects, cotton and jute, and they all are joined with and, so we have to use here plural verb grow. Another example, he and I are cousins. Here we have two singular subjects, he and I, and both are joined with and, so we use here plural verb are. He and I are cousins. Next rule, the verb is singular if two singular subjects separated by and refer to the same person or thing. Means when we have two singular subjects that are separated by and refer to the same person or thing, in that situation the verb is singular. Let's see the examples. My friend and guide happens to be my brother. Here we use friend and guide, both for one person, that is brother. So here we have to use singular verb happens. That's why the answer is my friend and guide happens to be my brother. Next examples, the poet and philosopher is dead. Here we use word poet and philosopher for one person and joined with and, so we use here singular verb is. Next, the magistrate and collector has come. Here we use magistrate and collector for one person and joined with and, so we use singular verb here has. Next rule, the verb agrees with the first noun or pronoun when the subject consists of two nouns or pronouns joined by with or as well as. It means when a singular noun or pronoun is joined to a second noun by with or as well as, the verb is in singular. The verb is in the singular. Example, my father with his brothers has brought some land for farming. Here we have first noun father and second noun brothers joined with. So here we will use singular verb has. So the answer is my father with his brothers has brought some land for farming. Next examples, Sita with her sisters was present. Here we have singular subject Sita and another subject sisters. Both are joined with word with. So we use here singular verb was. So the answer is Sita with her sisters was present. Next, the chief with his men was killed. Here we have singular noun chief is joined to a second noun by with. So we use here singular verb was. So the answer is the chief with his men was killed. Next example, iron as well as gold is found in India. Here we have singular noun iron is joined to a second noun by as well as. So we use here singular verb is. So the answer is iron as well as gold is found in India. Next rule, the verb is singular. When the verb is singular? When two or more singular subjects are connected by or nor. When we have two or more singular subjects connected by or nor, we have to use singular verb there. Same like that, when we have two singular subjects that are connected by either or neither nor, in that situation we have to use singular verb. Is it clear? Let's see the examples. Samay, Vijay or Naveen organizes such events regularly. Here we have singular subjects that are more than two. Samay, Vijay or Naveen, and all are connected with word or. So the answer is Samay, Vijay or Naveen organizes such events regularly. See some more examples. Tom or Peter is to blame. Here we have two persons, two subjects, Tom and Peter. Both are joined with or, so we use here singular verb is. Next, either Bali or he was past. Here we have two subjects, Bali or he. Both are joined with or, so we use here singular verb has. Next, neither Rama nor Hari was present. Here we have two subjects, Rama and Hari, and both are connected with neither and nor. So we use here singular verb was. So the answer is neither Rama nor Hari was present. Next rule, if two subjects connected by either or neither nor are of different persons, then we use the verb that agrees with the subject nearest to it. It means if two subjects connected by or nor are the different numbers of persons, the verb agrees with the subject nearest to it. Is it clear? Example, either you or your brothers are lying. Here we have two subjects, you and brothers, and brother subject is nearest, so we use plural verb here because brothers is a plural subject and it is nearest to the verb, so we use here plural verb, that is are. So the answer is either you or your brothers are lying. Next rule, in sentences beginning with here and there, the subject is placed after the verb. It means when we have a sentence that starts with here or there, in that situation, subject is placed after the verb. Is it clear? Look at the example. Here are the notebooks and the pencils. Here we have subjects after the verb, notebooks and pencils. Here we have plural subjects. So we use here plural verb, that is are. If the sentence starts with each, everyone, everybody, anyone, anybody, someone, somebody, nobody, no one, in that situation the verb is singular. Here we use singular verb. See the examples. Each of the girls has long hair. Here we have sentence that starts with each, so we use here singular verb. So the answer is each of the girls has long hair. Next examples. Each of these boys is intelligent. Here we have boys, but sentence start with each, so we use here singular verb, that is. So the answer is each of these boys is intelligent. Next, every one of them is wrong. Sentence starts with everyone, so we use here singular verb, that is. So the answer is every one of them is wrong. Next rule, if the sentence begins with much or a little, then the verb is singular. Example, much of this topic has already been discussed. Sentence start with much, so we use here singular verb, that is has. So the answer is much of this topic has already been discussed. Next rule, the verb is plural if the sentence begins with many, a few, several, both. Means when any sentence starts with many, a few, several or both, in that situation verb will be plural. A few of my friends are joining me at the camp. Here we have a sentence that starts with a few of my friends. So here we use plural verb, that is are. So the answer is a few of my friends are joining me at the camp. Next, several of these boys were not able to do this sum. Sentence starts with several, so we use here plural verb, were. Next, both the boys have failed to do this sum. Sentence start with both, so we use here plural verb, that is have. Next, many of these boys have not done their work properly. Sentence starts with many, so we use here plural verb have. So the answer is many of these boys have not done their work properly. Let's do some more exercises. Exercise 1. Fill up the blanks in the following sentences with verb in present tense. First, 30 days dash September. Subject is days, that is plural, so we have to write here plural verb make. Second, the news dash true. Here subject is news, that is singular, so we have to write here singular verb is. Next, there dash been many showers today. Sentence start with there and subject is after verb showers. So subject is plural, so we have to use here plural verb have. 4. A large number of boys dash got copying. Here sentence start with a large, so we have to use here singular verb has. 5 number, The father of these children dash an engineer. Here subject father is singular, so we will use singular verb is. Next exercise, exercise number 2. Fill up the blanks with the verb in agreement with its subject. The cow as well as the horse dash grass. Here we have two options, eat and eats. Sentence has as well as, so we will use here singular verb. Next, the cost of all the articles dash risen. Cost. Here we are talking about cost. Subject is cost, so we have to use here singular verb has. Next, neither his father nor his mother dash alive. When we have neither and nor in sentence, then we use singular verb. So we write here is. Number 4. Bali, Harry and Ashok dash the same school. Here we have three subjects joined by and, so we use here plural verb attend. Next, the governor with all his staff dash arrived. Here subject is governor, is a singular noun and joined to a second noun by with. So here we use singular verb, that is has. Next exercise, write which word is correct. Number 1. All the boys in our school dash to the river to swim. Here we have plural subject boys, so we will use plural verb go. Next, dash these children's mother ill. Subject is mother, that is singular, so we will use here singular verb is. Number 3, the quality of these mangoes dash not good. Subject is quality, so we will use singular verb is. Next, number 4, most of the people living in that little village dash farmers. Here subject people is plural, so we will use plural verb are. Next, this is the only one of his novels that dash worth reading. Here we are talking about only one of his novels, so we will use here singular verb is. Next, neither of the two girls dash allowed to sit on this bench. Here we have word neither, so we will use here singular verb is. Next, either John or his sister dash to blame. Here we have words either and or, and when we have these words we will use singular verb, so we will use here is. Next, neither of them dash invited to the party. Here we have word neither, and with neither we will use singular verb, so we will use here was. Next, every one of the prisons dash full. Sentence starts with words every one, so we will use here singular verb is. Next, few people dash able to keep a secret. Sentence start with few, so we will use here plural verb are. So the answer is few people are able to keep a secret. I hope you understood the topic. Thank you.